coincidental, but I'm getting kinda mental. Cause every time I'm busy, yeah, your mood goes straight south. When I try to reassemble, and you're not feeling level, but I can't be the only one that's helping you out. I didn't apply to sacrifice all of myself to you. Oh, and all of my time was wasted trying to be there to get you through. Oh, I'm working the night shift, spending all of my time helping your mind shift while I'm losing mine. Working the night shift, think I'm going blind. Cause every time you're crying, I can't see right. Clocking in till I'm all worked out. I got a psychic now, yeah, with a therapy couch. But you attention like I pay my rent. And when the last one sank, got a brand new tech. Try to give you the benefit, give you all of my credit, but I think we come to the end of it. You've been maxing it out. I don't have much to give. Oh, I'm working the night shift, spending all of my time helping your mind shift while I'm losing mine. Working the night shift, think I'm going blind. Cause every time you're crying, I can't see right. You fall asleep too fast. I hope my head don't crash. Don't think that I can last. You're supported. Sometimes I need the same. Been falling through my brain. I gave myself away. Cause I need you. I thought this was a two-way track. Turned around and now there's no way back. Close my eyes and drift away. Oh, I'm working the night shift, spending all of my time helping your mind shift while I'm losing mine. Working the night shift, think I'm going blind. Cause every time you're crying, I can't see right. dream just to be where you are, in a world I can see where you are, though you are meant to be. Wish you're here next to me, where you
Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight you're watching our coverage of NACE VALORANT Fall 2022 season. Over 70 teams are competing across 11 divisions looking to advance to the bracketed national finals. Boise State is currently in the West Central Division looking to pick up a win tonight. And my name is Jacob Palmer, joined by Brandon Koziancic. Call all of the action for you tonight. We have got a great game as the Broncos are looking to line up. The Broncos overall, in terms of NACE, have done a lot of very impressive things, and we were just hearing kind of what is in store for us tonight, just overall in the map choices. So why don't you lay out the scene for us?
Yeah, so I think the first map was Breeze, which was picked by the other team, for other team is right now. But it was Breeze first, and then it was going to be Fracture, but Fracture is actually on a 1 week notice. You can't play right now because of the new changes that went through. And so number 2 will be Icebox, which is a fun map to watch. And then, of course, third map is going to be Bind for the Decider. But talking about the first map is Breeze. Breeze is a really interesting map just because we've seen a lot of different picks on this map. We've seen the duelist of Jet come back on this map with the double chamber as well, and just different variations of initiators or double initiators and stuff like that. So I always like watching this map and seeing how people play it with either that really aggressive side take or that kind of more default fan out kind of thing.
Well, no matter what strategy the Broncos are going to choose, they are going to need to take into advice the best options for their strategy, and some of those best options are brought to us in the form of Doc's keys to the game. In VALORANT, that's to focus angles and flank, know your win condition, count cards, and call abilities, and of course, click heads. It's brought to us by Drop In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. So we can see how this event overall is going to work out. Pretty standard VALORANT that we are all used to. Just 5v5, best of 3. I think we've just kind of laid out everything.
Yeah, single bracket.
We already implied everything through our topic of conversation. So now we do get to actually look at the lineups and see who will be playing here tonight for the Broncos. Broncos have a lot of great players that have been playing this semester, and those joining us tonight are going to be Dino, Autumn, J-Bag, Skies, and Rarina.
Yeah. And, I think they're looking to improve themselves every week. I think when it comes down to it, when it gets to fall season, I would say it's the improved season. Usually when it comes down to it, fall, there's not really, the CELO events are going on and stuff like that. So you have, the other events like NACE and stuff like that. And, NACE as well. And ECAC starts with it. Saying. But it's, kind of the warm-up, right? These matter, but, I think the one thing is you're getting better for spring.
We can actually take a look at how good these teams are doing so far in the standings that we have. We can see Boise State not doing too bad themselves, technically undefeated, and are nipping at the heels of Wichita State and Keyano, who they're playing tonight. Boise State, both these teams are going to be undefeated, so one of these teams is going to have an L on their record by the end of tonight.
And I like that because, that's when it's okay, both these teams have proved themselves against other teams, but now it's okay, who's going to take the first L, between these two teams? And so it usually has a little bit more pressure rather than okay, well, that team's 1-1. It's, okay, now we're going to see who's genuinely better, and, one team's not going to be undefeated after this.
All righty, we can take a look at the map that we have before us. Breeze really is a map that a lot of people have warmed up to, especially since Chamber has come out. The Chamber mains love this stage.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just kind of in nature now for when VALORANT ever comes out with a new map. Everyone's like, ugh, this map, I don't like this map that much. And then after like a couple months, everyone's like, you know, I kind of like that map.
It's kind of like reverse FOMO.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Valorant.
Yeah, it's like at first, you know, people are like, oh, I like it. Like, no, And then it's like, well, I kind of do. We do have to, I guess, I'm going to make a note here. So the flash changes are through, and what that means is initiators got a little bit of a buff nerf. So what that means is with pop flashes, in terms of like the KO's right click, it actually got decreased with time, whereas this left click now is increased with time. And then Duelist also got some changes as well, like Yoru and Reyna. So we might see some Reyna picks on the Icebox, I would say, but right now we're focusing on Breeze here. So just to note, in terms of the changes that we for this patch, is the KO right click versus the left click. And you can see it with the right click is red now too.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see how that affects either team's strategy. Of course, both teams' strategy are pretty even for right now. Both go in with the exact same mirror match, so nothing too groundbreaking there.
Yeah, and I would say these are just the standard team comps where you have the KO for flashes and stuff. Since Viper Wall is so prevalent on this map, you can flash through and peek, and then of course you have the Sova Dart to get all the information with just how open these areas are, especially with that A site right here. You can see, you know, the Sova Dart will go behind the Viper Wall. You can always get, you know, the spray through kills there.
Both teams loading into the first round. Icebox will be next, and the decider will be Bind, should it head to that. Both these teams, once again, are undefeated, so we'll see which team is going to leave tonight undefeated and which team is going to get the first blemish. We already see a knife coming out onto Keyano. Boise State has this choke point down pat. They're going to throw out some Viper smokes. Looks like Keyano isn't phased much by it. Their jet goes dashing through.
Yeah, and it seems like at this point, Keyano has full sight. Does get a little bit damage through, but at the very end, that dash through created so much space they get the full sight. Boys just playing for a full retake right now.
That retake might involve, well, I was going to say it might involve that flank, but Oldham is taken out. But Boise State manages to trade not too badly. They're down to 2-3, now make it 1-on-3. Daimo going for the same flank route Oldham has. It looks like Keyano is wise to his plan, is going to pinch him in from both sides and take the first round.
Yeah, so they set out some two really good kills there with that Headhunter. You could tell that he had like no bullets left after the second kill, but he got his classic third one. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. I mean, Keyano just got that sight pretty well. The jet dash through for that information for, you know, either a trade or something like that, but you end up getting the full sight for that. So Boise opted into just a full retake, which is kind of how Breeze is interesting, the aspect of teams will either choose to, you know, full defend the site, or they'll play to just retake the sites. There's so many options that you do when retaking. So just ended up not getting the picks that they wanted, and Keyano took the first round. There's see some guns as well with the Spectre, Marshals, things like that. J-Bag gets some information, sees two.
Gonna move forward, Hearts. J-Bag tries to peek around the corner, immediately gets mowed down in a 2-on-1. Oldham once again is trying to play, this time with some backup, and Keyano just seems to be predicting where Boise State is going with no issue whatsoever.
Oh, Phantom too. I mean, Mariana might end up saving this, but it seems like they're going to know that they're in spawn. Spikesy Big Dixie is in tube. Does jump out, so now they know that they're out of there. They probably want to save this Phantom because they saved this round, so it's like you just get a free Phantom, so it's not too bad in terms of that. And it's a 1v4, but it looks like they might look for one kill at least. Wow, some great taps here by Senjamin.
And so far, the crosshair placement has been on point for Keyano. They're just clicking on Boise State's heads no matter where they go. That hatch is going to give them the audio cue and some information. Already, the Sova and the Viper are moving up north to intercept Boise State. Boise State is just kind of running around right now, trying to get away, but there is no escaping from
they do find the Phantom, unfortunately. There's a smart play there by trying to at least just throw the Phantom away and then, you know, bring them somewhere else so they can't get it. But they end up getting it back from Keyano. So they go 2-0 just because, you know, that's usually how it goes in that first round. Now Boise State is going into their first bye round. With all the Vandals and Phantoms, you'll see. See, this map's usually the one map that you'll see all the Vandals come out just because of the nature of having it long. And there's a lot of long fights here. But Keyano is doing a pretty, you know, good attempts of attacks here. They're kind of taking a lot of space in terms of what they want to do, and they're executing pretty well. Oh, here comes the silence. Does get one or two, I believe.
Savu already taking a whole bunch of shots through tube. Is just going to fire through the smoke. Diamond's just is going to slow play it, send the Owl Drone through. Spiky trying to move toward B.
Oh,
Take the fight
yeah.
without him, and Boise State is just walking.
Oh, good skies though. Like, oh, he wasn't aware. Wow. Maybe some miscommunication there from BSU. But taking a lot of space from mid, it seems like no one really kind of, the mid opened up there, and kind of get a lot of just space here with Big Dixie, I think it is. I also call him Dixie, but they take a lot of space in this jet so far. Recon drone, there's one on site. Rihanna is playing the solo B, see if they can get as many as they can. Big Dixie getting a 4K, looking for the ace at this point.
Spike planted.
And we'll see if they find it here with this peek on a J-bag. Oh, goes down. Hey, no ace today. At least no ace. That's something, at least.
Well, that's a pretty narrow silver lining if you're trying to find one. Boise State is really struggling to find any sort of what do you necessarily do in this situation? Because it seems no matter where Boise State is going, Keyano is predicting it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing right now is it just seems like maybe communication just needs to warm up a little bit, maybe or like nerves or something like that. Sometimes, you know, you start a little slow, but I think, you know, they can get it back. They just need to get one round going. The biggest thing is they also need to stop Dixie on this jet. He's getting a lot of space by himself, and he's playing one-on-one fights. So I think if Boise can kind of narrow that down to a 1v2 or something like that, they can look for that other, because he's creating like almost all the space for Keyano right now.
He's gonna bring out the knives and just bring out one onto Skies. And Fulton's just left a diamond with a spot, with a sheriff and a prayer, and that's gonna go unanswered for the time being. Keyano already taken out 2 of the Broncos, make that 3, and the Broncos are left with just 2 left, and they're hurting.
Yeah, I mean, Big Dixie on this jet is definitely tormenting in terms of just how well they're playing. Oh, Aldom guts it with the classic, though. Probably to look for another one if they can. Definitely want to go down this round to make sure they have enough money for the next round as well, so won't be saving. Be kind of holding mid. At least I think they won't be saving, just because they don't have the Vandal, but... Oh yeah, slowly making their way. So I think this one Hearts is 1 hit to the body, and is now rotating out. And... Aldom might be... I'll say, okay, yeah, there it is, yeah, gets 1, but should be able to get the gun here, and then they can save.
Moving in, does Aldom pick up the gun? Yeah. He's going to get taken out before he can even do that.
They should have enough for next round anyways, though, from Aldom, because, you know, this should have been a save round from Boise State. But 4-0 from Keyano here, and I think at this point, Boise State definitely needs to get at least 1 round here or a closer round, in terms of, like, you know, maybe even a 1-man standing or something like that. But the win is definitely
Look at that,
desired.
9-2-1 already, and it's round 5.
Yeah, I mean, Big Dixie is definitely doing a number on this jet. And now buys an off as well as Skies. We see Skies rocking that light armor off buy, whereas Big Dixie is going to be rocking that full heavy armor because they have a lot of credits right now. It is hard saying that name a lot.
Boise State is going to take a little bit of a push through mid. The problem is that Keyano has put just about everyone onto A, and this tube has been a consistent push point for Keyano as well. They're going to force the teleport out from Boise State. They're going to take the sideline down the tube. That's a dangerous one to take, but he finally is able to take out the Jets' reign of terror. Ends for Boise State, at least for this round. Now just 3 left to plant. They're going to get the plant.
There comes the Viper Spit coming out here. Good ult as well. Oh, wow. Aldom gets a kill onto Hearts there. It's just they want to see. And slowly playing it around the corner here. Good nade for that. Bricks to clear it. Get back into 1. And just like that, Boise, like I said, this is a big round for Boise State, because if they lose that one, momentum is very hard to bring back. I mean, you know, sometimes it's okay because, you know, everyone loses bonuses, but when you lose it twice in a row, that's when it's big. So it's a big round for Boise State. And the op, I would say it started with the op battle in Tube. Well, this guy's going to kill onto Dixie. I think that's a big kill that they need to do, and then maybe kind of cognizant of where Dixie is. So it was good execution by Boise State there, and just they needed.
Yeah, maybe be cognizant, force a quick 2-on-1, and just take out the key player from Keyano, and then the rest fall after that. Once Skies gets this off, that could be a consistent problem for Keyano. Interesting that Savo. You're saying they're mainly choosing the Vandals, but Savo wants to be just a bit different.
There's some players, I was saying, there's some players in Valorant that are strictly Phantom players only. But not, I mean, there's a difference where it's not, you know, that big of a difference. I think it's just as fine. Oh, Sky's looking for one mid here. He wants to peek it. Oh, wow. Great trade, though.
Great back and forth. Oldham picks up a double.
Oh, wow.
Now 3 and 2. Point A has been cleared out enough for Keyano to go ahead with the plant.
KO coming out. It's a great ult for this retake here. They don't have it once.
Remaining.
And then they know one more back sight. Aldum has an op as well now. Great shock dart. Ooh. Oh, wow. And there it is, yeah. Great job, Boise State. Good retake with the KO as well. I do want to say, Keyano had a really good execution there with having that kind of both. They knew that the Boise State players would get that mid or spawn. And so you saw 2 take each way to get that Rarion on site there.
One final shot.
Yeah, so, and I think, like I said, the biggest thing right now is I think Boise's kind of wandered a little bit on the communication in terms of like executing and what they are on the same page for certain things, because you're not seeing as many slip through the cracks as we saw in those earlier rounds now. You see a lot of Boise State trading, having a lot of covers now, so doing a good job of that, and I think Sky's having this operator is definitely a good start with that as well.
Boise State can lock down mid and especially tube with these long sidelines. That takes a lot of where Keanu's jet has been. They're going to already throw down the Viper's pit, block off A, try to take a sideline. Both of them are moving up through tube.
Yeah,
Just a little bit into Keyano's spawn.
And Savo has that 2 to force now to make it happen. And Aldum gets a great pick onto Hearts and instantly goes out of there. I like this play for Boise State. Not looking for too much more. They're going to back up a little bit. They know they have the Viper's Pit in A main, so they can kind of play for that B mid now. But no one's really taking too much of this mid into account. So Keyano has full cover. They see now 2. But they're just going to slowly work it through. They don't want to peek this too much, at least with the dry peaks. Here comes the flash. Great job there. Aldum gets a pick on to Dixie, which is just what they need to get going here.
Great force. Already getting a pick on to Boise State, but they answer back quickly and have already tied this up. And one thing I've noticed about Boise State is now they're being very disciplined on their double peaks. It's like they've narrowed down the corridors where Dixie likes to push through and is saying, hey, if we just always have someone double peeking on these corridors, we're going to get those initial picks.
And I think they're really kind of working on those timings as well, because like Daimyo and J-Bag were both playing that mid, but you saw, you saw Aldum play mid doors and kind of timing him in terms of like have that different angles. So I really like how Boise State is definitely communicating, because you can see them all kind of working together in terms of their movement, which is great to see here. And now it's 3-4. They're 1 round away from just tying it up.
A bit of a gingerly peek through cave on A. Drone gets thrown out in mid. Throws out the dart, but doesn't look like it got a hit onto Spixie. Aldum now just waiting with the Vandal. Rihanna gets the first pick onto Spixie. That's the big one. Now Boise State just has to play it slow, not get too phased. Dart is going to be used. They take him right out around the corner with the wall bang.
Yeah, I think you just barely saw him just around the corner there, or you just, a great common spot to shoot through, so great job there. Flashing through, he gets some space. I think they counter flashed there. Does dash away. Daimyo's here with the flash as well.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, that spray transfer, the flick for Boise State. And what a symbolic victory, too. The one round that they tie it up on happens to be a flawless.
Yeah, just overall some great play by Boise State. Playing not greedy in terms of like, hey, we're going to play for the space that we have here, and then also communication from the KO flash here. He's going to flash out, and Daimyo's going to peek right after that to get the other 2.
Nice play by the Broncos. Looking like they have solved all of the issues that plagued them early on in this match. Keyano is now at technically a full purchase, but this is going to be, if Boise State can win this round, they will finally force Keyano onto a few ecos.
Yeah, and I think Spixie Big Dixie here has just got to really kind of get this space going and picks, because I think it's really relying on him to really kind of get things going for this team at the moment here. They do have KO ult though for a take, and they have the Hunter's Fury, so I'd love to see that, but Skies, puts down to that.
It was an all-in play. He realized he needed to get some picks, so he went all the way to the off. But that is dropped in mid. Howl drone thrown out. Oldham gets a pick onto Savo. Now it is 5-3 The Broncos looking confident as Keyano moves on to the point. The call is going to head out that they are indeed planting there. Now Broncos move in, looking to pin them in from both sides. As Boise State's Viper goes for a flank.
Yeah, right now it's going to be the Boise State retake here. They do have a great wall for this that really kind of traps them in the corner here. Gets a lot of space. Running on a trade. JBack gets another one. Oh, Ains gets one though.
Just one left, however, and with the Vandal and the threatening shot of an op, it was only a matter of time before they took out that Sheriff-wielding Viper. Boise State now heads into the lead for the first time this match, winning 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I do want to point out this wall here that Rariana did. That was a very, very good wall, and it's something you never really see before, but they had this wall with the kind of, hey, if Keyano goes B, we can just retake this because my wall is literally meant for that. So having that wall there to have Boise State take all that space and also just kind of almost predict it, right? They put that wall there so early on, and they saw Boise State play more towards that A and overload it. So that was a great play from Boise State, and almost like they wanted them to go be there.
One eco pit, actually 2 coming out for Keyano, being forced over to the Bulldog, and is going to stick on the Guardian, even though could have popped the Phantom. Keyano is just going to go for the full charge onto B, already setting up the wall and the smokes. They move on to B in record time. Now Boise State has to try a further retake. They try to get the initial pick off of the op. Spixie Job dodges it.
Aldum knows something, but the thing is they know that at least one Boise State member's on the flank. Aldum gets the one hit onto Dixie though, that's a big one they need. Oh, great shock dart kill as well for the trade. Here comes Boise State retake now. Good flash.
And flash, moving through.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, and great, I would say great crossfire from Savo.
It is a 2-on-1, and Boise State is going to have to take it back fast, but they aren't able to predict that. Keyano evens it back up 5-5.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, once again, Keyano went back to like what they were doing when they were winning in terms of you see the jet dash immediately onto site for B site, and then they kind of just have the full site to play post plant rather than like 3 or 4. So I think that really does help them in terms of getting things started. As well, but Boise State, you know, 5-5 at the moment here. We're gonna see the 2 to 4 here from the Skies, so he has that kind of like upgraded op in his hands at the moment. And now we're gonna see kind of spread out here. Boise State not really playing anyone on B at the moment here, though. They're gonna play a lot of mid, really aggressive here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Skies just zoomed out there, but Spixie Dixie gets the pick they need.
Ball's going to head up in reaction to that. It looks like the flank, the aggressive push from mid is abandoned completely. Boise State looking for just one to even it up. The wall is going to head down for Boise State. Keyano is also playing it gingerly as well.
Where she said was slowly start walking here. Oh, gets the shock dart kill on
down A.
Though. Sava slowly going through tube. It's gonna have a good flank here as, you know, Skies is now down, so they don't have this trip. Daimyo's looking for this tube play though. Does know he's there.
Revealing area.
Immediately throws out the dart. It's never going to get out of range. He's going to get his presence detected by the knife instead. And take away all of his abilities for the next few seconds. Boise State also with the benefit that
they have the KO on the retake here, and they also, I will say, Keyano, if they get on the side, they do have the Viper's Pit. So Daimyo kind of staying alive for this Halls push is going to be really beneficial to Boise State for the information here. You see Aldum playing really kind of that, holding that B site deep, so it seems like Keyano is going to be executing on this A site. Ooh, does get J-Bag gets one though, does get traded.
Down A.
Now it's a 2v1, but they can pick up J-Bag if need be.
They're already going to throw out the dart, immediately go for the 2-on-1, unable to find the res. So now it is 1-on-1 versus the 3-on-1. Just what Hart was hoping for, and he manages to clutch it with quad.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely kind of sucked it there because he wanted to get that KO up for the 3v1, but unfortunately it ends up being, you know, going from a 3v1 to that 1v1 just because that KO is, you know, he's down, but, you know, he's not actually able to shoot back there. So I think that was a good play there from Hearts, but unfortunately just kind of, you know, got through with it. But now it's 6-5, I believe. So big round here. If Boise State can end the half 6-6, I think they should be pretty happy with that, just from how it started. You know, from that 4-0 kind of spree there. So we'll see how this last round goes here. I think Boise State has a decent amount of money here.
Boise State immediately throws a knife onto mid. It's met back by Keyano's own knife indoors.
Yep.
Which picks up Boise State. Great clutch op shot to defuse the knives and put Boise State back in the lead.
Yeah, double up here for Boise State as well, but and then they have the Viper's Pit on top of that. So it's going to be really hard for them to execute B with Rayon on how they're kind of set up here. But we'll see. You know, Keyano has been playing pretty reserved, but they do have the Hunter's Fury, so if they can kind of get that Hunter's Fury with that, they don't have drones, so just a dart to kind of tag them, which makes it pretty hard. Oh, Skies gets flashed, TP's away, plays it safe. You don't want to risk that too much. Daimyo gets a great pick onto Savo. And here we go, it's a 5v3 here for Boise State. They do have the Hunter's Fury from Keyano, but they're getting to a spot where that works out for them. Autumn gets another pick onto Hearts here. The ops are just really paying off for Boise State at the moment.
Now just 2 members left from Keyano pushing through mid. Problem is Boise State has such a great hold on them that they don't have the time to even use that Hunter's Fury. Is going to be a sit and duck if he uses that. They use the knives. 1 pick onto the Broncos. Still 4 games followed by the elimination, and Boise State has tied it up 6-6.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's
Switching sides.
pretty ideal for them. Like I said, I mean, it was kind of hard how they started out on the 4-0 in terms of the, you know, the got the crowd there, woo! But I think overall it
Well, sometimes. I don't know. I think the loss of coordination moved from the Broncos on to some other individuals. Okay, Daimo.
I think so. I saw the DA. Hey, they're supporting though. Hey, they're here for the boys, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But now 6-6 for Boise State versus Keyano here. And this map doesn't really have necessarily an attack versus T side. We've seen so many different teams play the attack better than the defense here. So this week, I think it comes down to execution for each team. So pretty even state here, and now we're going to see how both teams are going to play. Who kind of steps up here? Rihanna gets a dink, but unfortunately does not get the kill.
Everyone's going to throw out the shock dart, but Spixie has already picked up a double. Boise State struggling in both the pistol rounds.
Oh, great pick there, though.
Even it up. Now down to 2-3. Quite out of the possibility, but they're hurting a bit for health, and now they're going to be 1-on-3.
Yeah, 3v1 here. Yep.
He's already trying to keep in mind the flank, but it's going to be just a little late from Keyano, so he doesn't have to worry about that right now.
Hey, great body pairing by Skies, though.
Ooh, takes the shot, and that's going to give out its position again.
Very low, 2 members on Keyano, though, but do have a Sen Jamin is, yeah. And they were ready for him, unfortunately. Full HP, or they got pretty low though. I mean, Skies probably did a lot of damage that round, but unfortunately could not take anyone with them. And now it's 6-7. Keyano win that first round, so that's always, you know, a pretty big round for someone to win, because now they can kind of buy these guns for the second round here. And we see Savo, okay, never mind. I was saying maybe saving for an op, but they bought.
Well, in terms of sniping, Keyano looks like they're going to be trying to beat Boise State to the punch with these 2 Marshall purchases. It definitely seems like it's a game of who can get the first pick on these long sidelines, especially if you have both jets going up against each other in mid, a dash in. Wow. And Autumn just gets right in the face of Spixie and takes him out with the classic.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Spixie there is they had a Marshall but no armor. So, I mean, the classic, that's just, you know, one good right click, and that can actually just get you down there. So we're going to see Daimyo slowly making his way forward. Unfortunately, right click doesn't go through, but they get a trade, so they get 1. 3v3 now. Great pop flash. Oh, gets the kill though.
Trading 1 for 1 when you just win all classics is more than enough for the Broncos. They might actually try to win this as the plant goes through from the Broncos onto B. Head has run out by Savo. He only has 1 bullet left on it and a little bit of damage to his name. Alden is going to move back on the Marshall, take a sideline while the drone is thrown out.
Say it's a 3v2. I don't know if they know where the other one is, but he saw him. He's on cross once.
One enemy
Gets
remaining.
1. Now they can play time. They know that they have the numbers advantage here. Great job there. Thanks.
Nova just can't find a side. Takes a few dinks. One shot with the Phantom, or a little bit of a spray. And Boise State evens it up on a thrifty, turning things quite around in their momentum.
Yeah, I think that's a huge round for Boise State there, and just how they played it as well. Once they kind of got the numbers advantage, they made sure to play with that numbers advantage. Not just getting the one pick, not getting too aggressive. You see Mariana get that one kill and then back up. I mean, it's a huge thing to do. It shows that Boise State is very disciplined right now and very composed. So definitely love seeing things like that, even though, you know, it's very easily losable those rounds. So.
I mean, on the other end of the spectrum, Alden was just shown nerves and steel dashing in to take Spixie from close range. Knew that he probably had to get close enough for a right-click hold, and talk about close range fighting. We have a lot of fighting again. Running and gunning through cave, and it just leaves one left on Keyano with the Marshall. And what a fast round.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that was the offensive defense, I guess you could call it. I mean, they just all went that 5-stack on the left side there, and the round ended within like 20 seconds.
The round ended so fast that our replay here, half of the replay is just looking at stats because everything was all accounted for within a few seconds.
I mean, great job there, back and forth. Keyano had a save, so they tried their best. It kind of got scary there because the last two members of Boise State were actually very, very low, and Dixie did go down there, so does have an operator now, though. Alden for the knives. 21 kills from Alden, by the way, doing a fantastic job on this Jet here on this Breeze map.
He's already looking for the peak, but Salvo is a bit too far back, so he doesn't notice. In fact, he might push up forward, and Salvo is just waiting for that. He dashes through to avoid it, gets the pick in mid-air, turns around and be able to get rid of Salvo. He still has a choice. Has an opportunity. Meanwhile, Spixie has been waiting into the op. They blind him and take him out.
Yeah, great pop flash there by J-Bag. 1v3 now. Hearts is 14 HP, and they definitely know that. So I think they're going to hear him pretty soon. Haven't heard too much noise just yet, though. Daimyo just kind of checking the spawn. Hearts playing pretty, alert here now.
Boise State has...
Yeah, there it is. And I just want to say the Boise State utility usage from where they started to where they are now is 9-day difference. I mean, you see all these pop flashes. I mean, I will say, Alden went a little crazy here by just dashing forward and updrafting into his site that they really didn't have too much information yet. Gets one, and then, Chamber playing the right side there, but Boise State getting all the picks that they need to win these rounds.
Well, it seems Alden is just going for the strategy of outspixing Spixie, and it's paid off for him. He's up to 23-8-1 on his KDA. I'm sure that he has a real chance of hitting 30 in this round. Spixie has brought out the knives, and Rowena has to beware of this sideline. Might be punished for it. Manages to get away.
That was a little scary there. Alden is feeling good at the moment. Just gets, one pick and instantly dashes away here. Hart does, trade back though with one. Skies goes down. They have very on hold the flank here because I know that the chamber trip is no longer active.
Now, I caught it for Boise State before, but the type of save round this is for Keyano, just trading 1-to-1 is fine in this scenario.
Absolutely. They'll take any trade that they can get.
And they get another one. Hart's picking up Brianna. Now Boise State is left to just 3. They still have the advantage of playing the post plant. They can wait for Keyano to trickle in. They are able to take out the KO. Another one through K, but a double from Keyano. Boise State now has to go up against the Sheriff. One click is gonna be denied by J-Bag. Broncos now take it to double digits.
And a 4K from J-Bag, there as well. That's a huge kill. And it was crazy because, I mean, we saw a lot of eco kills there from Keyano. It got a little scary there for a second there, but J-Bag said, I don't lose ecos, so he got 4 right there instead. And now we're 10-7. Boise State kind of has momentum at the moment here, but we're seeing full buy from Keyano with the Akali again from Spixie Big Dixie here.
He's only able to get small shields.
Yeah, the light shield buy. And we haven't seen too much of it get to use here on the defense either. We're going to see the Viper Pit come out here from Keyano. Drone coming in. They know the Viper Pit is not on A site. Does get tagged. Doesn't go down just yet for it. Oh, Daimyo does get it instead.
Oldham showing no fear whatsoever. Moving through, trying to get the pick onto Spixie, and he's able to get it onto Savo. Spixie's next on the left. He picks up the double. How about a triple? Oldham is unstoppable.
Oldham wants this thing to go down.
One
There
enemy
it
There
is.
he gets it.
Yeah, the 1v3 now, and the other Viper's Pit was there, so most likely going to be B. Oh, that would have been an insane shot.
Blocking sight.
That would have been Chet's PC shot if he hit that, I'm going to be honest here. But Skies gets a kill through the wall there. You know, Skies says, hey guys, I need a little bit of kills too, okay? I'm not going to lie. You can have Oldham taking all the kills. But, I mean, what an execution here. It seems like, you know, Boise will get one, and then it gets to a spot where it's kind of, you know, situationally, you don't know which way it'll go, and then it's just boom, pop off, gets, you know, one member of BSC will get 1 or 2 or 3 members of the enemy team.
When you think, if you cut out just the first 4 rounds, as maybe the Broncos weren't completely warmed up, and once they were get to going, they've driven it to, they've taken the rounds 11 and 3 since that first 4.
Absolutely. And here comes the KO coming in from Boise State. There's no utility as well.
With just 2 health left, Oldham still survives.
And now there's Viper's Pit coming out as well from Boise State. Ariana gets it. Oh, Savo, I think just killed him through the smoke there.
Yeah, just looked at him kind of the wrong way.
Yeah, he's like,
With
I
2
feel
health,
it.
it's enough to do it. This guy's gonna try to play around the column, trying to take out Spixie. Spixie dashes away. He is still able to get it, and picks up 4. He has a real opportunity at and ace. If he knows who Savo is, and he's denied his ace by the Tour de Force. Now Boise State going into a bit more of a standard strategy.
Oh,
Close
great
plan.
pick from
He looks
J-Bag.
away at the wrong moment. J-Bag makes him pay for it. Boise State is going to force Keyano if they want to go to overtime to win 5 in a row.
Yeah, and Oldham has 27 kills. I mean, he is definitely having a game this game. He is going crazy. I mean, 27 kills is just insane. So definitely making his mark. Sky's definitely decided, hey, I can do some stuff too this round as well. Had his 4K, you know, had his little moment there. Been fun, got the ace. But, you know, Sabo had other plans for that.
Well, I would have bet money that Oldham would have broken 30, but it's a good sign for the Broncos. The only reason that isn't the case is that you just ended the match that fast.
Yep.
Boise State is being about anything fast. Oldham dashes through again, gets a pick. He's 2 away now from 30. Can he get it? It is a 4-on-4. Senjamin trying to take a peek, but he can't because this wall is so well placed. Oldham is just waiting for the wall to fall down and aim through those archways. Wall heads down. Senjamin's hiding behind the wall. Get another push and a drone thrown out. Spixie tries to get the flank, but is denied. Skies picks up 1 with the Tour de Force. There's Oldham at 29. Can he get 30? There's 2 left, and it's 3-on-2 for the Broncos.
1. Oh, here we go. Oh, the right click. It's still not over yet, though. They're in the game here. And there it is. Skies ends the game.
Well, you know, that's not getting 30 in the best possible way, I would say. Great job for the Broncos. And if you're looking to join the Broncos, Boise State is always looking for new talent in production, casting, and of course, the varsity program. Top talent along with good grades and eligibility can get you an advantage as well. So go to boisestate.edu/esports for more information. Well, I think it's Boise State really turned it around.
Yeah.
I think when they saw the coordination.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, once they saw the coordination.
They got the Tank Talk Daimyo gang.
Once they saw that, they clutched it, and they're going to be moving on to Icebox in a match point.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows, though. I mean, I think that shows just kind of the tenacity Boise State has. I mean, you go down 4-0 like that, it definitely doesn't feel good. And so them to come back that hard and just end up like, 13-7, I think it shows, what they got inside them.
Well, we're going to take a short break and see if Boise State can't close this out 2-0. The Broncos roaring back after a shaky start, and we'll be back with the second game of this match after these messages.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Protecting your customer journey from fraud is critical. According to industry analysts, Count's AI-driven platform is the leading solution. From account login to digital payments, Count is recognized for both its customer impact and technology excellence. Learn more at count.com.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. You're watching our coverage of the NACE VALORANT Fall 2022 season. Boise State is looking to pick up a win against Keyano. Both these teams are undefeated heading into tonight. Boise State has already picked up the first round on Breeze in a dramatic reversal after starting the round 0-4. They rallied back and are now going to be heading into Icebox looking for the match point. My name is Jacob Palmer, joined by Brandon Koziancic to call the action for you tonight. And this was the stage, Icebox, that we're heading into that kind of faked us out a little bit. We originally thought it was going to be on Fracture, but then the rule came in. It's still changed, and you rather dryly remarked how much you love seeing Viper again and again and again.
Yeah, but I mean, this map's pretty interesting because you've seen a lot of different smokers. You'll probably see Viper, let's be honest here. But I definitely, the one thing I will say is Reyna kind of comes back into the picture now with how her flashes are. Reyna used to be a really popular pick on Icebox because of the A site with all the ropes and stuff that you can do. And you can do some really fun stuff on Reyna on this map. So I don't know if people are feeling spicy enough yet, but maybe we could see a Reyna out there. Maybe it depends, on how cracked they are and stuff like that.
Well, whoever they pick, they are going to have to keep in mind Doc's keys to the game in Valorant, which tonight are going to be focus angles and flank, know your win conditions, count cards and call abilities, and of course click heads. It's brought to you by Drop In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments, whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran. Drop In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. We can also take one more look at the list of Broncos who are indeed playing, because with the way some of them were playing, they wanted to make a name for themselves. We had Autumn, who just tore through on Jet. Reyna also made some great plays. Dimal, J-Bag, and I got to compliment Skies for also keeping hydrated between the rounds. He came specifically up to this stage to grab a Red Bull.
Hey, sometimes, you have a game and you're a little sleepy. I mean, sometimes we've all been there where you're in that ranked game and you're like, okay, I should not have queued. But towards the end there, we saw him get that 4K, almost get that ace, which is great for the confidence going into the next game there. So now you get a little Red Bull in ya, you get a little caffeine going. Sleep later doesn't matter. What matters is the win now.
Well, the lineup is brought to you by Count Identity Trust Global Network, who does not necessarily sponsor that line of thinking, but they do sponsor the lineup, and they provide security for over 9,000 leading brands and payment providers. Count.com, KOUNT.com. We get a look at Icebox.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm pretty interested to see the comps, to see if some of the flash changes genuinely changed how people pick their comps. We're obviously going to see the Chamber. We'll see the Viper most likely, and then we'll see, duelists in this map have always been all over the place. We've seen Jets, we've seen Raises actually on this map, we've seen, all of it. Not the Yoru, not you. But it'll be pretty fun to see. I really want to see Reyna. I know it's going to be a lot to say, but who knows?
Well, we were talking about which side Boise State was going to be on throughout the break, and the news is coming, Boise State's going to be attacking first.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes it really does make a difference in what you pick, just because, for example, we've seen people on Ascent really just kind of curate their comps towards that. So have your maps. I think for them, the comps are probably going to stay the same in terms of, just what they had ready to go. They'll have in place, what they've been practicing and stuff like that. So I definitely could see just the one duelist in terms of maybe the Jet or something like that, especially with how Alden was playing on the Jet. I definitely could see him going crazy in there.
Well, let's get into the match as soon as we can, see if the Boise State has lost any of their momentum and what the picks are going to be specifically. We think it's pretty locked down as far as Sentinels are concerned, but still a lot of room for creativity on the duelist. Boise State overall had the choice of stage. This was the one they picked, but we've seen plenty of times in matches the one you pick is the one you lose.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last game.
That is true. We saw it
did see it last game.
I was thinking a little bit farther back in our broadcast history, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll see. You know, probably the similar comps what we saw to the Breeze in terms of the double initiator. Okay, I lied. My bad. We're going to see the stage, actually, and the chamber here. I did forget that stage has kind of been being played a lot more on this map. The KO versus kind of the Sova initiator. So Boise State's actually going to opt in for the no duelist comp, whereas Keyano? College, yeah, that's what it is.
Keyano.
That was the first time, but they're gonna go up with the basically sim comp with the Jet going. I think Dixie playing that Jet again, which I mean, to be fair, was definitely doing a big number on their attack here.
Keyano.
Keyano. Yeah, my bad. Keyano. Sorry.
It's also anticlimactic with how much we were hyping up the duelist choice for Boise State to just say,
they said
we
no.
aren't feeling any of them.
I mean,
what duelist are you choosing? No.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though, right? You have chambers. It's at this point, it's basically the same thing. But it does make sense in terms of having the stage. Stage offers a lot of different utility on this map for how you plant and how you can plant. There's a lot of spots that are pretty vulnerable for planting, but really good for post-plant that the wall helps kind of just negate. So we're going to see a lot of just spreading out here. Boise State going to be on the attack first with Keyano on the defense here. Savo playing this one headshot spot. And Damio's going to shoot. Oh!
Isn't able to take out the dart immediately, so gets pinged. They're going to have a harder time. Yeah, they're going to abandon A completely because of that. They're actually trying a pretty aggressive push up through tube.
And we're going to see Jebek slowly making their way back. Got some space, but decided, hey, that's too risky for me. We don't have enough info for that. And we're going to see Boise State slowly taking B here. Doesn't get the tag, I believe. Oh, and Keyano actually has a safe substitute in this game, so we're see a different player on from them coming in here. And Savo's going to slowly make their way across as well. Boise State getting a lot of space with this Viper wall. Now planning. With that wall like I was kind of talking about, it allows them to play safe. Sky gets the first kill on the Hearts, Red Bull doing that.
That's what it will do. I mean, hey, they're the sponsor of the campus clutch, so they chose Valorant for a reason. And Oldham just picking up where he left off last round. Dymo also gets a pick. Pleasing the members in the audience, no doubt. Keyano just has one left, and Boise State takes him out to get the first round.
Savo's right clicks were not the same as they usually are, because those things were going wild. But Boise State takes the first round. Got really aggressive there, kind of in that post plant with that two-man play they had go through. A lot of shock there damage, but unfortunately went down. But Boise State in the first round is always a good, I think anyone who takes the first round, regardless of what team it is always advantageous. But we did see last game when whoever fought the first round, when Boise State did get them, they win those eco rounds. So you never know anymore.
I swear, half our job when we're casting Valorant is just to be the most superstitious people possible.
It really is. It really is. It's like, oh, well, they're buying. They, probably have like a big % chance of winning.
They chose this map so that wouldn't, but they did finish at 9-3 in mid, so I'm not sure which bad luck cancels out on either team. Right now, Boise State looking not to leave it up to luck. They're just going to push toward B, same as last time.
Nice shot.
Savu gets the headshot onto Arena. Boise State now down one, still trying to get Spixie taken out.
Great trade there, too, as well, and it's 4-2. J-Back does have a Vandal, though, so Daimyo gets one.
Nice flick, trying to play it just in between that. Sova takes an aggressive peek and is brought down to 22.
We didn't jinx this, though, did we?
We probably did.
Well. Okay. I think we kind of took it back there a little bit, but the round's not over yet. Daimyo has, low HP, but so do two members of Keyano here. Does have the Vandal in his hand. Gets one, but unfortunately gets down, and the Thrifty comes back as we said could happen. Didn't say it would, it said it could.
I blame you. No, we both share the blame entirely. So if there's anyone the Broncos want to yell at after the game, it's going to be us.
I mean, it is pretty funny though, because it's like every time that you kind of see them, win that first round, you're like, okay, they have a pretty decent chance, but then it turns around. I mean, you see the Headhunter get 1 kill. Savo probably only bought 2 bullets of the Headhunter. And then we saw Dixie forced with the Marshall and get basically 1.5 there. So great job there. And now Boise State is going to be on the save, whereas Keyano is going to be on the full buy here. Besides Hearts. Hearts did not buy. He said,
he could have afforded it.
He wants that Spectre. He's a Spectre player.
What works. Boise State is going to have to rely on a few choice head clicks with these Sheriffs.
Yeah,
They're
Bot's playing in
pretty
tube.
gingerly, just kind of taking an initial peek onto each individual route.
That's where we see Savo kind of playing on the corner here. Not too much going on. Slowly just kind of holding the spot here. They know they have the gun advantage, so I think Keyano doesn't want to give too much space in terms of peeking out and things like that. So, they're going to spot Daimyo with that jump peek. They tagged him. Great shot by J-Bag as well.
Talk about getting a little bit too energetic after your pick. Dixie.
Last player standing.
Yo, those are blanks. Don't worry about that, guys. It's okay. Hold him here, going close. Gets a great dink. Doesn't get the second one though. And Spicy Dixie had his crosshair lined up for the Boise State as they slowly went through tube and definitely paid the price. I think they saw the gun and it was a little too shiny from that kill.
It was. There's a reason why Riot themselves admits the draw of shiny guns with that one.
I mean, they're like, there's a gun there, right? Uh-oh. I mean, it's just like one of those things where you're probably going to see the team go for the gun there. So, great play there. Skies unfortunately misses a couple bullets from that Headhunter. Happens. And now Boise State is going to be back on the bye.
Still, can't feel too bad since that was the save round. So, still would have had a tough job just trying to push through tube with a Phantom in your face. Right now, Spixie tries to take a peek, but Skies denies him, and very crucial since Spixie purchased it off. Boise State is going to have their eyes on that, but might want to pick this one up a little bit more cautiously this time.
Good plan from all of here. And here we go, Daimyo. In a good spot to see where they're at. Wow! Okay, he gets out of there alive. No! That's a little one thing.
3 strikes and you're out. You got to wait 2 times. You can't get away 3.
1 or 2, but Bunny Hop's good. Not third. Great wall there. Gets wall instantly though. 2v2.
Last player standing.
Bot. It is half though. And there it is. It's a great job from Boise State. Got a little spooky there with that half, but ended up finding it. Aldum, I think, maybe was jumping a little too much.
Yeah, that was
pretty funny.
Very weird game of just let's hunt, let's just watch.
Whatever.
Let's just watch a ponytail around corners.
If I don't look at them, they can't see me.
They can't see. That's
like it was literally 3 angles. They saw him jump away from the box. They saw him jump away from Maze, and they saw him running into Maze. That was pretty funny. And we have the Among Us back there. Who knows? Might be a little sus. Getting the round though, we see Dixie running really aggressive mid at these knives here.
He's gonna get stuck. He still tries to get through the ice, and it doesn't work for him.
Mariano missed a couple shots there, but he was too slow. Barely misses there, and it gets headshot there.
Talk about being too slow. The operators just haven't been able to get any sort of early picks this game so far.
Hello.
Find that.
Daimyo got into sight and said, "Excuse me." And there we go. Boy, he's actually executing B.
This is good because
wow, you can do that.
They
he can,
Spike
but
planted.
Bot said I'm here to shade that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they can have the advantage.
Yeah,
of one person at a time, but that strategy is long and gone. They're gonna throw down the Viper's Pit and go for a lone post plant.
And here we go, 2v2 here into the Viper's Pit. Savo has his ult, so he's gonna be, having this Headhunter out. J-Bag slowly making flanks around here. We might have a great timing here for Sayo. But he goes inside of it, he doesn't see him.
J-Bag continues on this.
Wow.
Sayo takes out Rarina, but I don't think they know where J-Bag is at all. He's able to stop them. He's gonna take him around. Gets the clutch for the Broncos.
And J-Bag with the 3K. You know, it was a little scary there at first because they didn't see him as he moved across, but
No, he played these walls beautifully.
yeah, I will say Sabo had an insane shot on Mariana there. That was a crazy flick with that off. That is so hard to do coming out of a smoke. So great up there. J-Bag played it well, got the plant first, and clutched it out. And just like that, Boise State up 3-2. Takes the lead for the first time in this game. A lot of ults available too, which is the 2 to 4. So we have the Sage Res, Hunter's Fury, and we also have the heal as well. Oh, where's the virus hit pop from Keyano? So that B is looking not too appetizing.
Yep, doesn't look like they were thinking much of B anyway. On to A. Now they might want to try to head to B if Spixie continues to be a problem. Boise State continues to push onto A. They throw up the wall, get down to Spike, and manage to even it up to 4-4.
Absolutely, we're going to see.
Timeout.
Oh, and he back it. Daimyo did see him in spawn. Does peek. Oh, Hearts is classic. It is hitting. He doesn't res though, but decides not worth the time. Oh wow. Yeah, I would say now he does. Oh wow.
Takes some Marshall thought shots through the smoke.
It's going to
Oh, they managed to half stick it, but Boise State is going to say no thank you. They go to 4-2.
And I will say, Dixie on this Marshall is a demon. I mean, we see him winning a lot of these first blood matches. I will say the Hearts kill of the Classic is pretty funny in spot. But they got the trade, that's all that matters.
I mean, he already had the Sage heal onto him,
Yeah,
so he probably couldn't.
yeah. He was low HP.
It's not like the Classic is that much of a huge stretch. You need to take it right now at 30. You might just want to wait for the heal.
And there we go. 4-2 for Boise State on the attack here. And Keyano did have the virus pit last round, but unfortunately doesn't. Dixie now has the operator for this round. A lot of light armor buys we're seeing here.
Yep, it's an all-in purchase from Keyano. Should Boise State win this, it will be going into an eco round in their favor. Boise State just sending one up through mid. The thing is, the rotation is coming out through the cave chamber. He's going to abandon that, leaving it wide open for Ariana. Boise State has managed to drive this to 5-6. They pick up the spike. Looking like they're going to start to focus on A. There's only one keeping sights on. That is Bot.
Oh,
make that chew. Coming in from the side. Sabu evens it up to 4-4. Boise State planned.
Oh, there's one more damage there, though.
Feeling it.
He's going to throw the dart up onto the ceiling.
Oh, Dixie, great shot.
Coming in clutch, but
that's a big kill.
Evens it up to 3-3, giving enough time for Skies to plant.
That's a big kill there. Now 3v3 here. I do have the Hunter's Fury available for Boise State, so maybe post-plant, little action there.
Yeah, you can always see Boise State moving their
great kill.
back to the safest position.
Look at Skies, he's a shorty.
You know, he had a Red Bull. Let's see if it indeed pays off.
Oh, gets the kill with ult.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, it's just, he's just left. He has to do it. Oh, I don't know if he has enough time.
Yeah, to say. Oh,
Spixie actually. Oh, that could be huge. He's trying to fire through.
Oh, yeah.
Keyano takes it.
It wasn't fully planted for him, so he could play a little bit off to the side and make it pretty hard. So it's quite unfortunate how that unfolded there, but well played by Dixie. And wow, what a crazy round. We saw it start off so slow. We saw the post plant kind of happen over the time, and then just so much utility came all at once, all over the place. So Keyano did take that round, and Dixie had a good clutch up there.
There's one round they needed to win eco-wise. That was the one.
Yeah.
Was State going to be forced to back full purchases?
And here we go. TP's up.
So we've already taken an interesting angle onto B. Is immediately going to teleport away before Boise State can even see him.
And get a use shock dart. Not going to see too much there. Doesn't get it all.
Revealing area.
Oh, Sabu. Great pick there. 1 for 2. Oh, there it is.
Pays off for Daimyo.
And now we're going to see the rotate here from Boise State going through spawn. Not too much, but running through.
They are able to get away with it. Daimyo still hanging out in kitchen. He's going to swap for
there's the res. They know where that is. But Boise State is now onto A site here, planning. Oh, wow, the wall blocks the snake bite there. Uh-oh. Hearts has the Sheriff. Last time Hearts had a Sheriff, they did some work on Breeze, so great pick with Spicy Big Dixie there. Now it's a 4-on-2 for Keyano versus Boise State. But Boise, it's very well planned for that. Oh, right plant. Yeah. Good try there by playing the post plant, but Keyano just had the higher number advantage and, you know, ended up getting the kill they needed to.
Neither team is getting out too big a lead. It's being evened up left and right. And I think you called it here. You called it here, Brandon. You said he had a Sheriff.
Hey, yeah, he's good for at least one. I mean, Hearts definitely does pretty well with that thing, but it's not 44, and it's like you said, you know, both teams not getting too much of a lead, no matter what kind of goes on here. We see a lot of trades back and forth, you know, go up 2, and then go down 2, and then, you know, things like that. So Boise and Keyano just doing a really, you know, similar job in terms of how they're executing here. So, but 2 marshals here from Keyano. I do want to point that out. They've opted 2 marshals. Yeah.
Boise is going to have to be careful on the sidelines this round. They are able to perfectly plant that ISO. Bot tries to peek out. He's going to do it there slowly.
Yeah. Boise State opting to not do too much of a default like they have been. Skies, I think, is going to hear that chamber TP, so he knows he's actually pretty close in this tube area. So him getting that pick was going to be pretty different. Oh, we see if the chamber actually TP away. Skies gets a pick onto Dixie, though. And, you know, at this point, they're probably talking about, you know, if they want to rotate or things like that, as they just got a pick on mid, but they don't necessarily have full sight for either site as well. So Hearts slowly peeking up here, and JBag gets a kill. It's a big kill for them. And now it's there to go for this A push. Savo gets a pick onto Skies though with the operator, and JBag once again gets another pick onto this A site. JBag is doing a great job initiating onto these sites here. And now they're planning, and they have a great post plant once again here. It's a 4-on-2 for Keyano. They have so far not too much they can do with it.
Just one left for Keyano, the chamber, who looks like he has an op, if I'm to judge by that outline. But Autumn is just going to try to get the flank on him. He doesn't see him. J-Bag is just running as a distraction, but Sam reads it, and J-Bag takes him out.
Yeah, and it's a great job going back and forth there. Keyano goes down. Great, really, rounds are being played pretty slowly here. Boise State definitely kind of had 4 that time, but you can tell that they're just kind of waiting out Keyano. We see Keyano really pushing out a lot of the time on these agents. So I think Boise State just kind of honestly playing default, playing a little bit on sites, but they're going to let Keyano play a little aggressive and almost kind of take it down with them. And Keyano going to force buy once again here. They have 2 ults, which is the 2 to force, and the knives to... And here comes the Viper Spit.
First time we also see the judge be brought up this night, so makes you wonder what sort of sneaky strats Keyano is planning. They throw out the Viper Spit onto A first thing, and it's going to be the long-range fight that decides it for Bot.
Oh, there's the judge.
There's the judge we were looking for.
Yeah, Daimyo's kind of just sitting there acting like, well, what do I do here now? Oh, gets one.
One enemy remaining.
Does get traded, though.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
Now it's just 1 left for the Broncos.
Poison's on.
Yeah, 3v1.
Can he start things off with 1 pick to maybe clear a side out?
And we'll see. I mean, Marion's going to slowly walk their way over to that. If they can get the Viper, it's pretty big here, but Hearts does have a judge, and anything close range is going to be quite hard to deal with. Oh, he just made noise. I think, yeah, I think he hears that.
Sound cue.
Oh.
Down, but Boise State peeks the wrong way, and that doesn't get him.
30 seconds left.
He's looking all over for him, but has not found him just yet here. Both are playing almost like Marco Polo, but without the sound. And Hearts, great shot though.
No excuse to not see each other there.
Yeah,
right in each other's faces.
Yeah, they're all back and forth there, but ends up taking it down. Great push there by Keyano mid. they went that double push there with Dixie kind of going through. And I will say Keyano is a really aggressive team. They like to play, pretty aggressive even on defense. We see them playing mid as 2. We see them playing kind of pushing out on sites as 2. And so they definitely are not scared of pushing out and looking for those picks to win them around.
Boise State, in the times that it's worked out for them, has been even more aggressive than Keyano. So,
yeah, and now it's 5-5. And it is a save round for Boise State, so getting as many picks as possible would be what they are definitely looking for. Rivian gets picked pretty early on.
To win this save round. Boise State's going to be ready.
Hearts on top,
Their advantage, but Hearts
Spike
sprays
planted.
them down. Guys manages to pick one onto Hearts to stop the bleeding. They managed to get the spike down this time.
Last
Post
player
plant,
standing.
Oldham unable to do work on the point, however. And that's going to do it. Keyano goes back into the lead.
Yeah, exactly. And this half is just a lot of back and forth. It seems like no team really is giving up at all. With just, the save rounds actually being won now. We saw that 150 at the beginning of the game, but nothing so
Last
far.
round
It seems,
before the
stay
switch.
true to whoever's buying. So don't have to worry about that just yet. But now it's to be a big round. We want, Boise's down 6-5 here, so definitely looking to end the half with that even. They do have the 2 to force, and they have the KO ult available, so 2 pretty big ults.
They were hovering double ops, and they are indeed going to go for that. As they're facing the half, might as well spend it all 3 ops instead.
You want to play?
Oh
Let's
boy,
play.
it's a interesting choice from Keyano. Will it pay off for them? Boise State is immediately going to start things off with the EMP. Their own tour to force Seo takes out J-Bag around the corner. Makes this sideline a lot more difficult. Trying to res J-Bag. Oh my god, to do it around the corner. Andre Gary wearing is trying to play a dangerous dance, man, just to survive. We also see another res from Boise State, so Boise State's out-resing Keyano at this point.
Welcome to my world.
They're going to throw down in the Viper's pit, buy themselves some sideline and plan. But a key shock dart is
That's a lot of damage there for Dymo, yeah. He's going out of it, but not too much here. Trying to shoot through that, but I'm pretty sure you can't shoot the metal on the ground, so.
Boise State in a bit of an awkward position, having to play the extreme close game. And a key shorty play. Yano's just going to take the fight right to the Broncos. Clear off this point and end it 7-5 in the first half.
The triple op paid off. Even though I think they only got one or 2 kills with the op.
Even though, it was really the shorty.
Switching sides.
The
Yeah,
complete
that is
opposite of
true.
the op that decided it. Boise
And
State.
now it's 7-5, yeah.
Boy, this is Boise State versus Keyano in this fight. Boise State is at match point, so it's not out of the realm of possibility for them. They are going to go on to defense. We'll see which side they are more comfortable with. Keyano seemed to decide they wanted to defend first, and it worked out for them a little bit. They have a modest lead. Just a quick look onto stage as the Broncos get ready to head into the second half. Ready and raring to go.
Yep.
They can end this against, again, the undefeated Keyano. Both these teams haven't lost a game so far this season. That is going to change right now.
Here, and all 5
juicy
are
knife.
silenced. And Skies gets 1 body shot, and then TP's out, so takes that one. Oh, wow, they definitely know that Alden was there, so great shots through there.
Autumn's going to use the heal on themselves and just try to reset that scenario. Isn't back up to full health, but he does get blinded around yellow, and Keyano, despite pushing up so forcefully, all 5 members toward B, they're rotating over to A now.
Teleport's ready.
And we're going to see, so Keyano's kind of all rotating, but look where Dixie is, playing a definitely pretty lurk-heavy spot in this tube, to see if anyone kind of rotates through there. Skies gets 1 pick, TP's out, great pick already there.
Very well even this out. We have an engagement also playing out in mid as Alden takes on Spixie, is able to get it, and is going to use the heal on cooldown too.
It gets his health right back.
30 seconds left.
Now Keyano is going back to the strategy they had beforehand, trying to push through B, but Boise State has basically all three members. Three members now, four focused onto B, so Keanu's going to be facing
gets it a little bit.
advantage as they try to push onto point. They try to plan. Oldham gets a precision shot against Bot. Hearts with a double, still making it interesting. But Keyano is denied the plant time after time again by Skies. And Boise State has almost tied it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great pistol round. We saw Skies get a couple picks there on the Headhunter. We saw Dixie try to get that rotate, but unfortunately Boise State was ready for that one. And did a pretty good execution. We took a lot of time for that round too. Almost like there was only 5 seconds left there, so that was the full time of that round. And we're going to see Boise State 7-6 here. Boise gets the bye again. And to try to, you know, not jinx or anything like that, I'm going to say, you know, I think Boise State's ready for this one. Have the strats. Definitely know what they want to do to win this this bye round.
I can't use that.
Here we go. Get silence right away. Getting the silence right away. Get so much information just for Boise State to kind of know, see where a couple are playing there. This time they only saw 1 or 2, so they're not too worried about it. They're not going to all rotate right away.
Boise State still maintaining a good lead. Hasn't lost anyone as soon as I say that, of course. Bixie takes out Rarina.
And it seems like Dixie likes to force every round with all these. He gets 2 actually. Those are 2 big kills here for Keyano in Boise State's bye round. So Boise State now got to retake with Keyano having 2 guns at their disposal. And Savo gets a pick with his Headhunter as well on Aldum. So it seems like this bye round was jinxed again. I think I just can't mention it. I can't mention if they're buying or not and saving what happened. Because
they're going to get a flawless
on. I do want to say this. It was it was Keanu's bye round actually. I was up for that.
Sometimes it happens. You know what? Maybe you should mention bye rounds now.
I should have. Butler saved that, you know, the Bulldog there. Dixie has that Spectre as well. Hearts having the 1 Marshall. So we're going to see kind of picks going back and forth as well for here. And Boise is now going to be set. Wait, no. They're saving. I'm so lost.
To be judged, though, we've had a lot of save rounds be won. A lot of thrifties have gone through.
Okay, I think Boise State forced the last round as well, and that's why they have to save as well this round. Okay, we're good. We're back on track.
Odom also trying to get back on track with this shorty.
Oh,
wow. Bixie on all he needs is a Spectre, and he's
Daniel gets 1, though, with a classic. A lot of classic kills recently.
Owl drone thrown out, as well as the wall thrown up.
I think he saw him, but he can't tag him. Oh, almost had the headshot there, but looking for the ace. Oh, he's going for it.
He's going for it. He wants it.
Oh.
Dymo has the classic, and trying to deny him, but he isn't going to do that. That's an ace for Keyano.
And it is now 9-6. And now Boise State is going to have their first bye round. They had, I think, yeah, they forced the second round. That's why I got confused in terms of like, the bonus versus, you know, bye versus save round. But it was both bye rounds. So, technically right.
Mistake that could have happened to anybody.
Exactly. And, you know, gets an ace, which Dixie seems to be getting pretty hot again in terms of how they're playing. So, definitely got to be, you know, kind of careful of what's going on there.
Skies is going to settle for a small shield in order to get an op.
Yeah, the defense here.
I like the play from Boise State. They want to turn this around. Oldham's just going to be content to pick up an ultimate orb and retreat back to safety.
Does expect the wall for it, but it seems like they don't really have too much else to do with the wall. Dixie does have knives. They do have the chamber TP somewhere, so definitely to be kind of aware of where that is. Daimyo holding this mid a little bit. Got semi-close to contact here with Dixie, but no, once again, just barely misses. Skies gets a pick on to bot. It's just they need. They know that AIDS is right there. And planning. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, Savo was in a huge flank there, but Alden was ready for it.
Boise State tries to chase Spixie up the tube. They're going to pay for it. They're going to lose their Sova. Luckily for the Broncos, J-Bag cleaned that up. Bringing it back to 4-2. A quick shot with the op is going to miss, and Hearts takes out J-Bag. Immediately uses the Viper's Pit.
Last player standing.
Rarina taken out. Now it's down to 2-on-1, and Boise State wins it.
Yes, that's a big round for them to win as well because of all the money they've spent right there with the operator included. They do get the operator, which is nice. I think it was a bit of a save there from Keyano, so looking to make something happen here. Now it's 9-7 with Keyano leading, but I think it's something that we haven't seen Boise State come back from, so they're probably not too worried at the moment here. But I think if it comes into another kind of climb there at Keyano, it's gonna get a little nerve-wracking.
I was actually thinking Keyano still has so much money that they could have just gone. I was half expecting them to just bring out an op-v-op battle, but they're gonna go for all Vandals instead.
And they do know that Skies is offing now, so they definitely be aware of the operator in some sense. And the thing is, they don't really have any flashes, which is very hard to do against an operator in terms of pushing the operator. So Alden gets a pick onto Salvo again. I will say, he's playing quite well right now. Alden played insane last round, and then this game with the Sage doing a great job as well.
Another pick for the Broncos to bring Keyano down to 3. Spixie's still trying to get out of the sticky situation, is able to get it. Wall thrown up. Marina is not going to get the contest onto Spixie. To the dash.
Oh, great kill there.
Dimeout gets a pick onto Bot. Now down to 3-on-2, and Keyano's still yet to plant.
They do have a full 10 seconds left, so they're not too worried.
They
plan to default,
One
though.
enemy remaining.
Alden gets one, no, 3v1, and just like that, Skies gets the final kill onto Hearts, and Boise State win 3 up still. And that goes 9-8 here. It seems like Skies off was definitely the right play on this map, getting a lot of picks with that, creating a lot of pressure. So Boise State playing a good defense so far after they kind of got things going and moving with their full buy round.
Boise State still isn't going to be able to force Keyano to an eco round, but they're getting awfully close. Keyano is going to go back with another full purchase, probably. I think last I saw, they're probably each going to have 5,000 apiece, so it can go one more time with the purchase, but Boise State is quickly closing that gap.
I will say Dixie's kind of on pace for a 30 bomb.
Might be, unless the Broncos can end it.
They have 23 kills at the moment, so. Just damage to Rihanna there as well. Rihanna, I think. One of the two.
This guy's keeping a close eye on B with his op. Peek out, and he already takes out one. Is able to also avoid them double peeking onto him. So now Boise State has an advantage. Fire back down to 4.
Oh, and there's 3-3. And 2-3. There it is. There's KO ult for the retake here. Flash doesn't hit. Great silence. I think it silences both of them. 2v2 still, though.
Oh, J-Bag unable to get even a single shot onto Bot. Few shots played out there trying to dance around. Yellow, and Diamond gets a pick.
Time's running low, though. 1v1.
He doesn't have the advantage in terms of
Yeah. I would say
didn't have the health to play with there.
Yeah, it's hard with that much time left, and then you also see him, like, the moment that he doesn't get the half right there, it becomes really stressful the moment that he knows he's going to start peaking. So it's really hard to do because you don't know which scenario is the right scenario with how people play. So you can always be like, oh, I should have stuck there, but you have like no idea what could actually happen. So talk about what you could have done, go next round. And I think that is Keyano's 10-digit now, so it's now 10-8. We're kind of seeing a theme here of win 2, lose 2. So that is definitely kind of what we're seeing a lot here. A lot of just win 2, lose 2s. And Dixie's now 24 kills.
That is not a pace the Broncos can afford to keep going. It's winning 2 would drive Keyano to 11. J-Bag's going to pick up a double of his own. Takes out 2 from Keyano. Puts the Broncos up to an immediate advantage. Spike is dropped, picked up by Keyano again, but now they're down to 2 thanks to J-Bag, who's going insane.
Yeah, and now there's 2 alive here for Keyano. Boise State looking to win this round as much as they can to have that 9-10 here and keep it close. Like I said, within that 2, as the theme has kind of shown this game. And Aldum is slowly taking sight here.
Boise State not opting to go through spawn to pinch them. Instead, it's going to play this safe, play it slow. Hearts is still keeping open the possibility of B, and now Boise State is slowly closing in on them, taking it sideline at a time. They will move in as one, seeing how open it is.
One enemy remaining.
J-Bag gets 4, looking for NACE though. Ah! Oh.
Aldum takes it from him, but I don't think the Broncos are going to complain that much. They needed a win very badly, and they got it.
That's when it's, hey, I don't care if I get the ace or not. I want to win the round first and foremost.
Right.
And it's only a real ace if you really get it, too, to be fair.
That
Can't be given an ace. That's no fun. And J-Bag, honestly, with a 16-kill KO, is definitely putting in some work this game.
Yeah, it's Boise State is kind of more evenly spread out between everyone, but Spixie's still the undisputed top fragger of them all.
Yeah. And just doing a fantastic job on that jet. It's going to full by there when his team seems to be saving. So if Boise State can win this round, it seems like Keyano's eco is going to be a little off.
Helping them through that eco auction is going to be the tour de force for this round. Boise State already taken some chip damage. Cypher's down to half. And a trade 1-to-1 between Spixie and Skies.
J-Bag gets 1. Skies is another one as well. 4v2 here. Savo does have the tour de force, but the spike has not been planted. Do they do have the spike in their hands, though?
Yes, they do. Keyano is, there's Sova that has it. Being of Sova's, Dynamo throws the dart out long. Can't get a pin on it, but reads it with the shot dart. Some help from Skies. Dynamo, Boise State ties it 10-10.
I'm just saying, that's what the team's been doing.
I will say, speaking about themes though, now it's your turn to call out the top fragger for saying, hey, I think they're going to break 30 this round, and then the round just ends before that can happen.
Hey, they just could, that's all. I'm just saying there's a lot of game left to be played here. It is 10-10.
Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Now, with how Boise is playing, that could not happen potentially.
I do have to say, Skies, he was saying how rough last round was between us, but he's come back.
He said, hey, I had a rough game, but he said, hey, you got to warm for the end of the game. Sometimes that's the role you need to play. And now look at him. Pop frag. Here we go. Aldum still gets those first bloods, though, no matter what agent he's playing. Doesn't matter if it's Jet or the Sage. Jay. Oh, Skies with the kill onto Bixie. That's a big Dixie, by the way. I formed those. J-Bag gets another one. 4v2 again here for Boise State. Just getting all the picks where they're taking them. And I think at that point, it's pretty hard to play against when you're losing every single gunfight. So J-Bag, once again, I think takes the top spot for Boise U on the scoreboard. Looking for one more, though. Does know he's kind of in that area.
Saves them all back into the tube. Now retreating toward Kitchen. Boise State in hot pursuit.
And Mariana gets theirs as well. And 10-11 here, Boise State. They take the lead as, you know, we have gone. So kind of breaks that 2-0 curse that I was talking about through the game where we saw a lot of 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. So gets 3 in a row. Boise State is looking to take the next 2 rounds away and take the series home. But first, they got another 2 rounds to win.
Well, they would have to set the record now for the most rounds won in a row.
Yeah,
because
in the game.
The most they had was 3 earlier on in the first half. So maybe they can outdo themselves. The good news for them is they've been sitting on so many of these ultimates and haven't had to use it a lot to win against Keyano.
And there comes the Vipers pick coming from Boise State as well. I think the biggest thing here, though, is if Boise State gets that 12, it always kind of takes a little bit of relief off your back, knowing that's at least going to be, you know, overtime.
Oh, great shot to make and work on Savo.
Great shot there from Spixie, though. A lot of ult being used. Really unfortunate the ult came out as the kind of used those first to get silenced.
Hearts is just trying to rinse and repeat a strategy that worked for Keyano. Use the Vipers and Bucky. And use the shotguns at close range, whether it be a Bucky or a Judge. Keanu's making it happen.
Hey, I mean, if you know you're the Viper Pit, if you get in there with your team, Mucky and Judge, who needs it? 2v3 here. J-Bag gets another one, though. 2v2. Oh, Skies. Oh, so close.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, he knows where they are,
to
kind
clutch
of.
it.
Yeah.
He knows where they are, but it's such a
Oh.
full position, but he's going to play the low ground here. Rising around him gets one. He still has to go up against the Viper. Their own turf is going to try to bait out the defuse, and they just play post.
Yep. Say Hearts was like, well, joke's on you. I know you're 5 HP, and I have, well, from the, the Viper's Pit, and you also have the snake bites.
Well, now we've headed to 11-11, which is just basically effective overtime at this point. Team now is going to have to win by getting 2 rounds in a row.
And they did use a couple ults there. Actually, both teams use a decent amount of ults there. We saw both Viper's Pits. We saw the KO ult as well be used.
The only thing that wasn't used was Oldham's res, which, talking about a very crucial ultimate to hold.
Yeah, that's a hard spot because it's so situational sometimes where your body dies. So, oh, Dixie gets a lot of space. Gets J back. That's just what they kind of needed to get going here for Keyano. Skies gets a return pick though. Oh, but Bixie getting so much space. Bixie. Look at the res back. Hey, there's the res that you're talking about. Back to a 4v4 here. And it seems Keyano is going to be really on the side. Oh, unfortunately gets blocked there. Oh, this to the corner. And Spixie is just taking everything in terms of this space in the middle of the map here. Making it very hard for Boise to retake.
Hearts is able to take out all
wow.
They're going to head to the match point. Boise State has to drive this into overtime, or else we head to a game 3.
And that would fit our theme that we talked about at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it would. Maybe just let the other team choose every single stage from here on out.
Hey guys, it's your pick us a game. No, you can. It's okay.
Well, it is going to head to bind.
Here we go. It's game's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet. I was going to say, should it head to that?
No, we have narratives, but we can't have it that much. Here we go. 5v5 here, Boise State versus Keyano. Spixie actually hit 30 kills last round, by the way. So they're doing quite a number here. TP goes, but Boise State is not playing anyone on B site at the moment here. And so they're slowly taking it. But Savo has the flank. Just starting to plan. Yeah, oh, he's getting its 200 turn though.
B.
4v3. Checking the corners here. They gotta make sure that they don't get cheesed by any spot here. Aldo gets another one.
Victory from what looked like certain doom. A shaky start for the Broncos, getting caught out in their own util. They drive this to overtime.
Told you can't get too ahead of it right there. It's still got game to play. And now we're gonna go into overtime here, which is always interesting because with how this game has gone, we see a lot of back and forth in terms of win round, lose round, and then 2 now. And at this point, it's anyone's game here. So I just want to see, how Boise State plays. Let's see how they have any comps, anything in their sleeve. It comes down to practice right now.
Now, I would most be kind of wondering how Spixie plays this in overtime because the way the ultimate points work out, it can really reward you if you get an initial first pick. And he was able to push Keyano to 12 by being able to dash through mid and already take out 3 of Boise State's members. So that might be in his playbook again. Yeah, he's going for mid.
Yeah, and I think that's what they kind of want to do. I mean, Spixie's playing really aggressive all game. He's been kind of their facilitator in terms of their action there. So I would hope that they just keep playing the way he's playing. I think overtime, you don't want to play any different than you usually are.
He turns the wrong way,
and there
though,
Skies gets a big pick.
Pay for it. That's huge.
They still got to win the rest of the round here. Boise State 5v4. They have an anchor on B. They got to be careful about what they do in terms of discipline for taking this site. They want to just act like no one's there.
Of course, no matter what situation is in, you always got to admire the RGX skip.
AEDs playing behind here. Great recon coming out.
It's a huge dart that takes
there it is.
Out.
And that's what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that you play textbook. You don't want to get caught away. Don't want to try to say, oh, I'm going to save this for post-plant later. You want to make sure that everything's being used here. So, wow, and Diamond went pretty crazy there, but ended up trading 1 for 1. Skies is a flank. 3v1 here. And Savo Can he do it? It is a 3v1. J-Bag gets some damage onto him. And just like that, Sky gets a 3K, 13-12. We're going to go back to run it back just we saw before this in terms of Boise State goes back to defense. Here goes. There's the turnaround. There's Dime, me, yo. We got the tank tops on, and we're ready to go.
You know, sometimes you need whatever help you can get at this
Hey,
point.
I mean, when you have, you know, three guys in a tank top saying Daimyo, I think you can't lose there.
You can't let them down.
That's right. Bro's always got your back there. And, you know, we're going into this next round. It's the overtime. Boise State at game point for this overtime. I just said it twice, but it's all right. 31 kills for Spixie. They've been shutting him down. Boise State holding it back, and it looks like this Keyano are taking a lot of space on A. Boise State playing a little far back, deciding they can give them a little space on A main if they want to. And they're following the drone. It seems that they know they're there, and just like that, they're going to be on the site and playing. Spixie has no dash now. Does updraft. Playing the bomb now. So now Boise State has to commit to a full-on retake. And here we go. And the thing is, the longer Boise State takes to retake, just means that the faster they're going to have to play eventually. It's good to get into positions here, but to make sure that they get into...
Oh,
yeah,
huge
Hearts.
play from Hearts.
Here we go. They still have 3v5 here, though. Daimyo gets one. J-Mac gets another one.
That's
Gets
huge.
two. Get three.
Daimyo with the play, the tank
It's not planted for them. It's not planted for them.
He's trying to play
He
the
has a
most
stick, but he doesn't have his...
stick it.
Yes!
He does!
Wow, and Boise State there, you would think that those 2 kills right away, but Daimyo has his fan crew. 3 of them, 3 kills, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, one for each.
One for each of them, one for each of them. Ain't there current one more time.
Too serendipitous,
He got 3
I
kills
would
right
have to
there,
say.
and I'm just saying, 3 guys, 3 kills. That's all I'm saying there. And wow, what a game.
It's a 2-0, but it's 2-0 by the skin of their teeth. Boise State remaining undefeated in NACE Collegiate Valorant and putting a blemish on Keyano's record. A great night for the Broncos all around. Well, the top 5 plays of the game are going to be brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach on to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. So now we have to ask the question if production is going to bend to the will of the audience in terms of player of the game selection.
I mean, it is pretty interesting. I mean, Aldom, I think, first game in terms of impact definitely took the cake. I mean, Aldom's impact in game 1 is what Boise State really needed to get them going through that time that they were kind of playing a little sloppy in terms of individual play went crazy there. Second game, though, Skies had a lot of big impact moments, but I will say J-Bag, for both games, played very consistently for both games on the KO and did a fantastic job there.
Yeah, Skies had the most dramatic turnaround, but Aldom also showed that he could play any role whatsoever.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
He went from the Jet, he went from a duelist to a sentinel, which is insane that he managed to make it work on both.
Yeah, definitely being a flex player, genuinely. So I'd love to see that. And like I said, Aldom the first map, just his impact alone that it had on his team and I think himself for momentum is just too much to kind of consider. I do want to say enemy team Spixie played very well as well, so I kind of want to give a quick shout out to them. But Aldom deserved, I think the player of the game did fantastic job this entire series. Even like I said, going from the Jet to 29 kills to the Sage, who did pretty well on top of that.
I mean, Spixie was such a threat. He realized, hey, I got to step up at Boise State's duelist and outdo them at their own game, and he sure did that. To get the player of the game brought to us by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Oldham is your ICCU player of the game. So nice end to the night here for NACE Star League. Do you have any final thoughts to close things out?
I just want to say, I think the second game was a big show for Boise State. I mean, they were down a decent amount the entire game. They brought it back. They went to overtime. The last round, they were down 3v5, and they didn't give up. So I think that was a good thing to show. I think it shows that you can play a little bit of flexibility too with Aldom playing that Jet and then also playing that Sage. It just shows that in practice they're actually flexing a lot and stuff like that. So I love seeing like that, and I think each week you just want to see them grow, and that's exactly what they did today.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We will leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, which I said earlier are indeed brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. So thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week for more esports action. For now, though, have a great weekend and enjoy your top 5 plays.